what we're going to be doing is we're going to 30 inches, looking for 19. Then you go to 36. It over boosts, so don't push that all the way forward. So just push it up to 36. And then we're watching these guys. If we have any fluctuation before we get to 60 miles an hour, then we're going to shut everything down and stop. If after 60 miles an hour, we're going to have to go. At that point, identify which engine is having a problem. We'll feather the other one, and then just fly the airplane. Eventually, once we get everything where we're flying, we're going to have to use the rudder trim. This is not a rudder; it's a bungee. So you're just going to turn it to whichever side you need help with, and all it's doing is helping you to fly it. So you say we're going to push it up to the first one's what? 30. 30? And we're looking for 1900 RPM. 19. And then we're going to 36. 35 is good enough because it's going to get a little bit more once you get the tail up and get it going. So if you get to 35, that'll be good enough to get it on out of here.
And what speeds are we looking for?
So we're looking for 70 is where you're going to get off the ground. About 90.
Be advised, a little bit longer on the skydivers. We've got traffic overhead that's conflicting, so it'll be about 2 minutes from now, Monroe.
About 95 is where we want to be. I shoot for 110, 120. So once you get the thing up, I'm going to pick the gear up immediately and then just push it over, get up to about 110, and then you can start climbing on out.
All right, so 70, it'll start flying, pitching for 90, and then climbing out at 110 after that.
Yep.
Cool. You ready?
Everything's ready.
7 Lakes traffic, Lockheed, departing runway 18, 7 Lakes.
All right, I got it.
Go on up. All right, you're good. Fuel pressure, oil pressure is good. Go ahead to 35. Fuel and oil is looking good. Up. Gears coming up. 120, 110. Now bring it back to 30 inches. And now 2,000 RPM. And you can bring it on back to 27 now and a 1900 RPM. We're just going to laze our way over to Hampton. Got birds all out in front of you.
That's a lot going on in 3,000 feet.
Yep. What we're going to be doing is we can't put the gear down unless we're going slower than 140, faster than 120. So somewhere in there is where we're going to put the gear down. But when we get up here, right now we're doing around 160. So, and I've already got it pulled back pretty good. But when we get up here, we'll pull these back to 22 inches, which will let us slow down enough to get the gear down. Once the gear comes down, we want to start working on getting down to 100. And then we'll fly the rest of the pattern around the final at between about 100. Base leg, we're going to go to 90. Final, we're on 80. And flaps will go down with each turn. So we'll start off with one notch of flaps, and we got to be below 100 or around 100. And then at 100, we go to second flap, and then we're looking for 90. And then when we get on final, we'll go third flap, and then we're looking for 80 the rest of the way. So you got to fly 80 no matter what is going on in here. So if you're going down too steep, then you need to add some power. If you feel like you're too high, you need to pull some power off. But you've got to maintain that 80 miles an hour. These guys don't pull these all the way back to idle, because we don't want the wind pushing the props if we can help it. So you just leave these on, and the runway is plenty long down here, so we're not going to be coming in too high.
All right, so to recap that, below 140, above 120 for gear down, and then flaps 1, which will be flaps 10 for 100 miles an hour, 90 for flaps 2, that's on base, and final flaps 3 at 80 miles an hour. And we'll work the throttles. You said 20 to get it slowed down to pull the gear down.
Well, about 23.
23. And we'll get it slowed down. And don't pull it back to idle because we don't want the wind turning the props. We want to be the engine's turning it the whole time.
And just remember, this thing sits up a lot higher than the 18, so you're going to touch before you think.
And then we'll keep it straight down the runway. And then when the tail starts to come down, we'll push forward.
Yeah,
the tail
and that's just to keep it from slamming down on the runway. I've got one airplane about 1 o'clock. There he is, straight in front of us. It's a helicopter. See it?
Helicopter, 826. About at 23.
Southwest for a 45 and 3 on a right downwind runway 24 Speedway.
He's going in on a right downwind.
Aircraft at Pickens County.
Is it right traffic for 24?
No, it's left.
Left traffic.
Yeah, it's just the helicopters do right.
33 Echo Zulu, short final 16 Pickens County.
And if at any time I say my airplane, it's my airplane.
You got it.
State traffic, Archer 939 Charlie, radio check please.
Trying to get her slowed down here.
You're loud and clear.
Appreciate it, brother.
Trying to see what he's going to do. He's like right in the middle.
And racetrack traffic. Lockheed is about 4 miles east, and we'll be entering a left downwind to runway 24. We've got the helicopter in flight.
Excellent, Speedway, helicopter 826, midfield left downwind, runway 24 Speedway.
So he's left downwind. All right, so you got fuel pumps are on. We're going to go ahead and go rich on the mixtures.
State traffic, Archer 969 Charlie, taxiing from Barnstormers, runway 131.
But damn helicopter's high enough, ain't he? All right, I'd go ahead and start your turn.
And Speedway traffic, Lockheed's on 45 for left downwind for runway 24 Speedway. And Speedway, helicopter 826, left base, runway 24 Speedway. Be making a low pass right brake, going to right traffic, and see how that paces out with inbound.
All right, so our speed's good for the gear right now, so we want to hold what we got.
Speedway traffic, Lockheed's turning left downwind, runway 24, full stop, Speedway.
And I've got somebody, I don't know, what is the red? I've never seen the red. Says they're +5. It looks like they're right in front of us.
So midfield downwind, gear
Yeah.
down?
You can level out. The helicopter's midfield, he's doing a right turnout, and you're going away from the field, so you need to turn back to the left. All right, go ahead and get the gear coming down, push the button, pull the transition lights on. 2 in the green, so 2 in the green, gears down, fuel pumps are on, mixtures are full.
Flaps 1?
Flaps 1. No, not yet, because you're too fast.
What does it need to be again?
Look at your arc. It's got to be lower than 120 to get that first, and then I want you to go to 100. And you're getting a little low anyway, so you can go ahead.
Have you in sight, sir?
All right, here we go.
Yeah, Lockheed's about to turn left base, runway 24, sir.
Flaps 1.
All right.
Roger, sir. Have you in sight? I'm going to make an abbreviated pattern here. I'll be landing to the point on the south side of the runway. Should be no factor. CC traffic, Archer 939 Charlie. Take our runway.
All right, so I'm looking for 90.
Yep, so now we want 90.
Flaps 2.
And we can come back. Well, leave the you're probably going to need a little bit more manifold just because we're so low and so far out here. So you got the helicopter on over the numbers.
Alright, there's flaps 2.
Alright, so we're looking for 90. We got the flaps. Just going to hold what you got. So right now you're climbing, so we can pull back on the manifold to about 23, maybe 22. We're clear on the right.
You got the radios.
And right traffic helicopter 86, clear the active, and we're hovering next to.
And sir, racetrack traffic, Lockheed is final only 24, short final.
Flaps 45.
Alright, now we're looking for 80. I don't want to put too much pressure on those flaps. Now
Traffic Archer 939.
don't pull back too much because it's going to start diving once you get
to the northwest.
Alright,
Props full.
props full, mixer's full, fuel pumps are on, gears down, 2 in the green. So we're looking for 80, I don't want 90.
500.
Right now you're on 90, so blow it down, just pull it off just a little bit more, about 15 inches ought to work you pretty good.
Traffic.
Traffic's good.
Gear down.
Gears down,
Flaps 45.
flaps 45, fuel and oil are looking good. You're alright, just let it go. Pull it off.
9102 Lima, 6 miles to the southwest.
Pull it on off.
2,700 descending
Let it come on down before you pull it. And now just kind of pull off the power, pull off the power.
Wow. Did we land or are we still in the sky?
Alright, now just push forward, let the gear come on, or let the tail come on down easy.
That's a BJT
There you go.
There's a BJT nose wheel.
Alright, just relax on your feet, you're okay. It's not as...
I haven't touched the brakes. You are?
Yep. Alright, I got it.
Alright, your aircraft.
Get the flaps up. Fuel pumps are off. Windows are open.
Flaps coming up. I had to make sure before I touched the handle that it was the flaps.
Yeah, I hate these two. You got the flaps or the gear and the master switch right beside each other. The fuel pumps are on, mixtures are full. Props to go once we get turned in here. 2 in the green. So you can go ahead and slow her down now to flap speed. Probably about 17 inches. Nobody's coming.
And 7 Lakes traffic, Lockheed is final runway 36, 7 Lakes.
They're looking for 90. Pull it off a little bit and get 90. Now line up with the runway.
Here goes the next notch.
Alright. Just hold 90. Get a little bit closer, you can go back to 80 and then get the rest of the flaps.
I don't know why I keep looking over at you. I've got my own instruments over here.
Yep. Alright, go ahead and go forward on the props. Props forward, mixers forward, fuel pumps are on, 2 in the green. Don't get too fast. It's too fast to get full flaps.
Looking for 80, right?
Yep. Alright. Now just let her come on down.
Seven Lakes traffic, Lockheed, short final 36, 7 Lakes.
A little bit.
500.
That's good right there. A little bit more RPM or manifold because a little bit of wind. Let it sit right there because when you get over this lake, it tends to suck you down. Don't get faster than 85 or so, and don't get slower than 80. You're okay, just push it over a little bit. Let her rock, let her load. Just start pulling it off. Pull the power off, pull the power off. I don't want to touch down this fast, but there you go. And then just kind of let the tail down, but let it, there you go. Alright, I got it.
Your aircraft. Hell yeah.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, they can hear us.
We were quiet the whole way down listening to y'all talking crap.